Yes, welcome back fellas. You're not gonna believe it. This week's lap guide is Daily Race B in the Gr4 car. It is Laguna Seca. We haven't managed to avoid using the TT, unfortunately. It looks like this week's qualifying boards will be full of TTs. I have seen a couple of WRXs. I haven't spent much time in those, so we are in the TT for this guide, running brake balance rear 3. I have missed a few of the screenshots in the first part of the video. We'll try and make up with it in the second part of the video, and I have remembered to turn cones on. I don't drive with any of those aids on, so in these videos I did want to have cones turned on so you can get an idea of where I'm braking versus where the cones are, because I know a lot of the players do use the cones. But without further adu, let's jump on board in the car on our way down to almost turn 2, I'd say, braking almost in line with the cones this time. A long trail brake this one. We're going to try and crack this throttle, pick up about half throttle for a long time as the car just pulls itself around the corner. Use a little bit of wheel spin and to let the car slide to the edge. We're trying to jump back across to the left hand side now. It's going to be a punch on the brakes straight into trail. I do use a little bit of throttle while I am braking there. This TT car, it's a bit awkward to balance. You really have to juggle between your brakes and your throttle to get the right balance. No braking for this second right hander, just a lift off. And then slowly squeeze that throttle back on, letting the car run all the way to the curb on the exit. A little bit of a longer braking zone this time, but we're going to brake after the 3 board, and then a really long trail until after the sausage down on the left hand side. Pick up half throttle, then squeeze it as tight as you can, trying not to get the right hand wheels in the sand. We're going to hold 4th. This is going to be a lift off, no brake as well. So I think it's a quick lift off, trying to keep the throttle open. We didn't manage to on this occasion, and then pretty much picking up wide open throttle as we roll past that sausage curb. Back across to the left hand side now, get these left hand tyres on this ripple strip. We're going to brake a long time after these double cones this time, pretty much where the dark patch starts on the road. We're going to leave it in 3rd for dropping down the corkscrew. Crack the throttle once you've gone through the first part of it, wide open throttle once you're coming out of the second part. Nice little short shift up into 4, and we're going to let go of the throttle. Try to keep it open once again as best that you can. As you feel the grip coming back towards, just keep feeding the throttle in. Swap back over to the left hand side of the road now. A nice quick punch on the brakes, nice long trail, keeping the nose down to the apex. Pretty much once you see the apex, you're trying to get back onto wide open as quick as possible. Braking it around the 3 board this time, so well after the double cones that Gran Turismo thinks you should be using. Short trail and really difficult to get out of here. You're trying not to pick up wide open too quickly on the way out there. I think I lost a 1/10 to a 1/10 and a half, just not easing the throttle out of there. So you've got to be really delicate on the way out of that U-turn. The TT does like to bag it up. So we'll use their stills here, as you can see, next to the cones this time. Hopefully this helps a little bit. Let us know if you want me to turn the line on as well. A nice long trail, pretty much wide open as you feel yourself run past that inside curb. It's a nice little stab on the brake, coast down to the apex, then try and pull yourself out of it. Just a nice little lift off and turn in here, and then slowly you can see we're squeezing that throttle back on. You can hear a little bit of wheel spin. We're just going for a tiny little bit of wheel spin. As you can see right there, the cones can't be seen, and we're past the 3 board before we jump on the brakes down in there. So those cones not as useful. Another lift off turn in. Another spot here where the cones are just a touch too early. We should even get a second still. No cones in that picture. We are in 5th. So we're braking after the 4 board, so probably 3 3/4 board if there was such a thing. Hold 3rd, crack open the throttle on the way down the hill, wide open as the suspension compressors. Just a little punch into a trail brake. Now really nailing this last one is worth plenty of time. Once again, you can see the two braking cones aren't next to us, they're behind us. So just work your way up to that. We are understeering with a lot of brake pressure right there down to the apex, pretty much. Just going a little bit past control. Back on board for the full speed run now, with the cones turned on again. As you can see, braking with the cones. Crack open the throttle. When that red ripple strip runs out, it's wide open. Get the left-hand tyres on this ripple strip before we turn in. See if you can ever so slightly brush these sausage curbs with your right-hand wheels. If you've got a steering wheel, you will just feel them just brush past your sidewall. This is quite deceiving. Going wide open throttle on the apex there will understeer you into the sand, so you want 3/4 throttle. Really important to try and crack wide open after that one as well, as quickly as possible. Staying in third here really helps the drive. Ease off that brake nice and gently there as the car turns. So we're going to sort of almost close the throttle, then open it again, and then just slowly continue feeding it in until you can get back to wide open. Nice little stab on the brakes to wash off some speed, then trail down to your apex. Yeah, really, I wish I had a couple of times we got out of that last corner better. I wish I could show you that. So now we'll jump on board for the bumper cam view, and this is where we'll have a little bit of a ramble about the last episode of Simcators. That should be out on all your podcast services by now, and on the old YouTubes under Simcators. Probably don't have to hammer that home. You guys already have a listen to it. Had a little bit of a ramble. I think we chatted what Monkey Matt's up to, a little bit of Armageddon perhaps. And yeah, just your general daily racing chat for GT Sport. So I'll sign that video off there, and good luck with your racing through the week. I think races A and C are pretty terrible this week, so it's going to be a pretty light on. Don't think we'll be streaming too much. And I will catch you guys for the next vid. Cheers.